Imagine standing face to face with your worst enemy, someone who has hurt you in ways you can't even describe. Your blood is boiling, your heart is pounding, and every instinct is screaming at you to act, to lash out. But what if, instead of reacting in anger, you stood perfectly still, calm, collected, in complete control? That's the power of Batman. In a world designed to provoke him, he never lets his emotions rule him. Today we explore how Batman's mastery over his emotions is the key to his strength. When you think of Batman, the first things that come to mind are his intelligence, his combat skills, and his gadgets. But there's something far more powerful at play: his emotional discipline. In a city as chaotic as Gotham, with enemies like the Joker constantly trying to push him over the edge, Batman's greatest weapon isn't his fists or his tech. It's his ability to control his emotions. This level of emotional control is what sets Batman apart from other heroes. He doesn't let anger, fear, or even sadness dictate his actions. Instead, he channels those emotions into something productive, using them to fuel his purpose without allowing them to cloud his judgment. Take the Joker, for instance. No villain knows how to get under Batman's skin quite like him. The Joker's entire philosophy is built around chaos, and his goal is simple: break Batman's composure. He knows that if he can push Batman to act out of anger, fear, or revenge, he can corrupt him. But Batman never falls for it. No matter how many innocent lives the Joker takes, no matter how many personal attacks he launches, Batman remains stoic. Why? Because Batman understands the power of control. There's an old Stoic principle that goes, we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. This is the essence of Batman's philosophy. He knows that Gotham will always be chaotic, his enemies will always be relentless, and there will always be tragedies. What he focuses on, however, is his response. He refuses to let external events control his internal state. Think about it, how easy would it be for Batman to lose himself in rage? After all, he witnessed his parents' murder right in front of his eyes as a child. The pain, the anger, it would be enough to consume anyone. But instead of letting it break him, Batman uses that tragedy as fuel. He transforms his grief into purpose, but he never lets his emotions get the best of him. That's why he has one unbreakable rule: he never kills. Even when faced with the worst villains Gotham has to offer, even when the Joker or Two-Face push him to his limits, he refuses to cross that line. Because for Batman, crossing that line means losing control, and control is everything. Batman's emotional discipline isn't just about suppressing feelings, it's about mastering them. It's not that he doesn't feel anger, fear, or sorrow. He feels them deeply. But instead of letting those emotions dictate his actions, he channels them into his mission. Every punch he throws, every gadget he uses, every decision he makes is carefully calculated, not driven by impulsive emotion. And this control isn't limited to his enemies. Batman shows the same discipline when it comes to his allies. Think about the times Robin or Commissioner Gordon have questioned his methods, even doubted him. Does Batman ever lash out or lose his cool? He remains composed because he understands that leadership requires emotional control. A leader who lets their emotions run wild loses the respect of those who follow them. In the chaos of Gotham, Batman stands as a pillar of emotional strength. His discipline over his emotions gives him clarity in moments of crisis, allowing him to make rational decisions even when the stakes are highest. It's why, time and time again, he comes out on top, even when the odds are stacked against him. The Stoics had a saying, "Control your emotions or they will control you." This is the core of Batman's approach. He knows that anger can lead to recklessness, fear can lead to hesitation, and grief can lead to despair. So he masters them. He doesn't suppress his emotions. He harnesses them like tools, using them to sharpen his focus, deepen his resolve, and strengthen his will. So what can we learn from Batman's emotional discipline? We all face moments in life when our emotions threaten to overwhelm us, when anger, fear, or sadness feels like it's in control. But just like Batman, we have a choice. We can let those emotions dictate our actions, or we can take a step back, breathe, and remember that real power comes from within. We can choose how to respond. Batman teaches that emotional strength means staying steady in chaos. Instead of letting emotions control him, he uses them to grow stronger and more focused. When faced with anger or fear, think of Batman. Master your emotions and find the strength to face any challenge.